Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to nubkeks, and in today's video I need to talk about something game-changing. Certainly not a term YouTubers ever throw around lightly, right? But no, it actually is game-changing for real this time, and is really affecting my plans for what I'm going to be doing this week, and it's sort of the perfect time to actually potentially change up one of your teams. And let me show you why. So specifically, I'm talking about relics and the new ways to get Basalt to level up the relics, because it is game changing. Let me put it like this. Relics came out, what was it, December last year? It's been 9 months. We're not far off it being an entire year since relics came out. And in that entire time, I was able to get one relic, and I obviously chose the only mythical relic I have, but that's obviously the perfect relic to put up. I got one single relic over those 9 months to plus 15. One. Yeah? One. In the last week, in the last single week, I was able to get a second relic to plus 15. That's quite a speed up. It's like an exponentially faster increase. It's crazy. What is going on here? And what is going on is actually, I think this is from the Raid Digest. I didn't do a video on this one, I think, but we need to break it down here, which is with the last big update, there are more opportunities to obtain Basalt. And this is game changing. It actually is, because it's very substantial. So, number one, actually, okay. Let me highlight some of the most important ones. So it's the 4-star is crazy. So Cursed City, this is in hard. I believe it's only in hard. I mean, well, let me double check. We can actually look. If I go into Cursed City on normal, is there any Basalt in normal? I don't know. Oh, there is. No, that's not Basalt. That's a Chaos Ore, right? Isn't it? Or is that Basalt? They look so similar. I'm confused. I've confused myself already. Yeah. No, that's definitely Chaos Ore. I think that's just epic Chaos Ore. This looks like it. I don't think there's any Basalt in normal, but obviously for later game players, when you get to hard, yeah, here's a Basalt. Yeah, so they do look different. There's a Basalt over here, etc. The big ones are the 4-star, and we'll talk about why that is so crucial in a second, but S9 and S22. So I believe S9 is this boss here. I don't know if it shows up as a reward on the thing, or maybe I just didn't notice, but I got a 4-star Basalt and went, oh, that's crazy. And then S22 is this double boss over here. So it's certainly not easy to get these by any means. These are very difficult to get. But still, that is 2 4-star Basalts every month. So every 2 months, you can rank an entire relic from 4-star up to 5-star with your 4-star Basalts. Cool. That's actually, again, seeing as it took 8 months, almost a bit over 8 months to get my first relic from 4 to 5-star. Now that it can take you only 2 months to get a guaranteed one if you're far enough in the game to be able to do this in Soul Cross, that is actually not too bad. You don't have to do every stage. You can skip some of them. You can make your way through. Like, honestly, the biggest blockers tend to be, I think S20 is kind of rough. S19 is notoriously annoying. S14 can be a bit annoying. I think this one just tends to have really restrictive characters and stuff. Like, there's a bit of a wall here. S20, yeah, the bit of a wall to get to this back half. But so long as you can take like one of these routes down and get to the back, then you actually doing these bosses in the back usually isn't insanely hard. But yeah, that's a huge deal. Why is it so important? So I think one way where you might get a little bit misled, perhaps, is you go, is a 4-star Basalt that good? For example, if we look at chickens, yeah? Is a 4-star chicken that much better than a 3-star chicken? Like, yeah, it's better, but do I really massively care? By the way, I got loads of 5-star chickens from content creator perks, so there you go. But I have no champions to level up is the problem. I just have to, anyway, there's a whole topic for another video. It doesn't really matter for the point of this, but yeah, how much better is a 4-star chicken and a 3-star chicken? They're both kind of bad, right? They're not a huge deal. There's a very, very, very big difference between leveling up champions and the chickens and leveling up relics with the Basalt. Although some of this might change, actually, which is with your relics, actually leveling them up is not very expensive at all. It is almost entirely about getting the basalt, getting the chickens, as it were, to do it. That's where it all is. Whereas with champions, which might make you devalue the basalt, actually a lot of it comes from the energy needed to grind them up in the levels and the brews needed to level them up. And actually getting the chickens isn't such a big deal because you're constantly getting champions and constantly leveling them up, and that's giving you points for champion training, which is a huge part of it. There's no relic training events. There's nothing like that. So with the relics, the basalts are far more powerful than it seems initially. They are way better than the corresponding chickens. Like a 4-star chicken is almost like 4 3-star basalts. Well, like, you need 3 3-stars, and then you need a legendary relic, basically, right? A raw legendary relic. I guess I've got one here. I'm not using Skill of Trees. I've got no one to use it on. It's so sad. But like you need a 3-star, effectively a legendary, or you need an epic or a rare. You need to feed them a bunch of other basalts or other relics. And then you need 3 3-stars to get 1 4-star. That 1 4-star is huge. It's actually a load of resources that will then let you get much, much further in the game. And by the way, my strategy at the moment is probably getting my key relics, so my my top tier relics, my SS tier, my things like the Cat's Gaze, any mythical relics are basically worth taking up. A few Wand of Submission on my key arena champions. They're probably the big ones I'm going to get up to plus 15. And then I might actually start working on getting plus 18 again on my key relics. And really focusing in on like my top 10 or so champions and trying to get them the best stuff. So yeah, probably top 10 champ relics, get them up to plus 15 and then try to get them up to plus 18. So that's what's going on there. Now, the even bigger thing, and well, actually, let's look at this as well. So let's look at, actually, it perfectly breaks it down. So we've got Cursed City. So Cursed City, 2 per month. Okay. So Cursed City hard, pretty decent. All right. Then we come Live Arena. This is not live yet. So Live Arena is going to start next season. So that's in October. So you can't work on this now. We still have the old Live Arena rewards, which are worse. But Live Arena, you're going to get at step 34. How difficult is step 34? Let's take a quick gander at how difficult that might be. Think over here. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So it'll be over here. So it's probably replacing the silver, is my guess. It's actually very high up. So it's actually very difficult to get this one. But there is 1 4-star basalt. Only 1. So this is actually not that big. It's good, but it's not that big. It's 1 every 6 weeks. So what's that? 6 into that times 4. Okay, we should probably do a calculator. I think it's like, I don't know, 0.6 or 0.7 or something. Here we go. So calculate. So you go 1 divided by 6 weeks, multiply it by 4 weeks, 0.66. Okay, I was close. So it's 0.7 a month. I've rounded it up slightly. Maybe it's even 0.75 because, I don't know. Yeah, this Cursed City, I think Cursed City rotates on a monthly, whereas I think Live Arena is more like every 6 weeks. And like 4 weeks is slightly shorter than a typical month. So we'll round it up to 0.75. So Live Arena is like, it's okay. You're getting a bit, but it's not a huge deal. Like Cursed City is much more impactful. But the most impactful one, by a landslide, and I don't have a good color, we'll go teal. If you can get to Ultra Nightmare Chimera, there you go. There is a 4-star basalt, and you can do this every week. In fact, that's not even true. It's better than that. Here we go. This time, it's actually quite easy to get. It's from the RAM form, so it's the first form. You can start making progress. What do you need to get a 4-star basalt? You need to be able to do Ultra Nightmare Chimera, which is tricky, but you need to place 7 debuffs while you're under increase accuracy. So bring increase accuracy. You need weaken, increase crit rate or crit damage. Okay. And then you need a single target skill that hits hard with weaken and decrease defense. So if we bring in someone like a Lydia, right, with decreased defense and weaken, okay, we've got that done. You're probably bringing both of those debuffs anyway, not a big deal. We bring in increase accuracy. We bring 5 other debuffs, and we can do this. We just need somebody that hits very hard. Now, the challenge here, for sure, is that it doesn't count counterattacks. Not a big deal, but it counterattacks do less damage anyway. I think they have a 20 or 25% damage penalty, something like that. but it does not count skills based off enemy max HP. That sucks. It means that your Marius won't work, your Newt won't work, etc. You need someone that just hits stupidly hard. You could use a Titus. He would kill himself because it's the Ram, unless you do have a True Fear. So that's possible. You could use Titus with, give Lydia the rare blessing, gives her a chance to turn fear into true fear. Ooh, we got true fear. Use a Titus A2. Bam, you'll easily do it, and he won't kill himself if there's true fear. But yeah, this is not that hard to do. You can do it. I'd say good examples. Crocad can definitely do it. Ninja can definitely do it, etc. I guess the no counterattacks actually punishes Crocad because his A1 counterattacks do hit stupidly hard, don't they? But you could do it with his A3. He will just kill himself. Ninja's a great one. Varl the Destroyer. Anyone with like a really big hit, you can do it and get yourself a 4-star. And here's the thing. Here's the sneaky thing about this. I think we're probably early enough in the week. People have only used one key and they're spreading them out. But you can run Ultra Nightmare twice. Right? You can do it. You can get the trial rewards twice. Yeah, I can do it twice. Which is maybe a bit weird. I wonder if that's intended or not. It seems odd. But rather, I could just come in. I can give up my Nightmare chest. What's my Nightmare chest giving me? Like some Starstone, some Circular Gems, maybe a 2-star Basalt. I can say, screw that. I don't care about that. Give me instead a second go at Ultra Nightmare and give me another 4-star Basalt. Leave your 2-star Basalt behind. How many 2-star Basalts is it to get one single 4-star? I don't know, probably like 12 or more than that. Probably like 24. I don't know, it's probably something stupid, yeah? I won't work it out. It's probably something stupid, though. I can just go get my 4-star. And I can do this twice per week. Going back to what I said at the start of the video, it took me over 8 months to get one relic from 4-star to 5-star. If I get 2 4-star basalts every week, instead of taking 8 months, it now takes 2 weeks. 8 months, 2 weeks. Okay, this is now one of the most important things you can do. And by the way, this trial does switch with each Chimera rotation. It does change. But that's what I said with this is a good time to redo your teams. We've just started a brand new rotation. We've just started into rotation 3. So this is a perfect time to build your team. You can get 4 rotations of this in Chimera. If you can get that 4-star Basalt, do your 2 keys every week for the 4 weeks. Maybe you can't do it next time it changes to a different trial, but if you can do it this time, you can walk away at the end of this month with 8 4-star Basalts. You can have 2 new 5-star relics that you did not have before and would not have been able to get before. That's massive. So this has become one of the most important things you can do to progress the power level of your account. It's extremely important. We touched on Chimera in my stream recently. I'm going to do a whole video on it, but in my opinion, the key thing now to do with Chimera is that the chest rewards are kind of garbage. Yeah, you cannot get mythical materials. Even from the best chest, you can't get the mythicals. And after a few months, you'll have more than enough of these. These legendaries, etc., like what are you going to do with your 12th Wand of Submission? Like, what are you going to do with your 15th aspect of Siroth? You're going to use them as food. This legendary materials is a 60% chance it's a 2-star Basalt, a 40% chance it's a 3-star Basalt. Collecting 100, that's all you're going to get. These are simply not worth all that much. The gemstones are nice, for sure, and whatever, the rest is nice, but the new Chimera Clash rewards have not been updated. It's sort of only worth it if you come get one of the top 2 chests. This one is sort of worth it. Yeah, the top chest for second place, anything that can give you mythical gemstones, sure. This can give you 3-star Basalt, it's fine. The biggest thing, though, by far the best thing with Chimera now is this 4-star Basalt, by miles. The next thing you want to do, it's not the number of trials. I think that's an easy mistake to make. You go, I want the team that can do the most trials possible. That's terrible. Let me tell you right now, somebody comes in and says, yo, I've got a team that does 20 trials. Oh, but I can't do trial 2 of round. I can't do this one, but I can do like loads of other trials. He sucks. Not about the number of trials. It's about doing the right trials. Doing this trial is basically worth more than anything else. Now, the next thing you want to do, again, like look at this. Look at trial 3. Look at this. Garbage. Don't do this trial. Why do you not do this trial? Because the boss gets stronger, right? The boss gets stronger the more trials you do. Look, over here, if I start doing more trials, like if I do 16 trials, the boss starts ignoring 50% defense and he gets 10% crit rate. I'm just going to die. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. We don't really care about score that much either. Because if you put 2 keys into Ultra Nightmare, actually getting the ultimate chest is super easy. You've got 2 keys to do it. So you can have terrible damage and still get this. Hilariously, you can get the ultimate chest every week with terrible damage because you're going to do it in 2 keys, so long as you do the correct trials. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Now, 4-star Basalt, priority number 1. There is a 3-star Basalt in there. That's a decent priority, but again, a 3-star Basalt, doing this for the entire month, right? So I get 3-star Basalt. Well, okay, I guess for 2 weeks it's the same as a 4-star. It does add up. It does add up. You can get some of these. Again, 4 3-stars is about equal to 1 4-star. So it's fine, but it's nowhere near as valuable, but it's still good to get. So there is a 3-star Basalt up for grabs. That's worth getting. The rare gems, not really worth it, actually. The other thing to watch out, all this stuff doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. This stuff matters. Mythical materials. So those are the things you want to look for. Number 1, the 4-star. Number 2, check out the 3-star Basalt. And number 3, okay, what mythical gems can I get? Now, some of these are very hard, like fully depleting the jewel bar. Yeah, that's really hard. Absorb damage with shields. That is such a pain in the ass. I've seen lots of questions about this, by the way. Quick tips. I'll do a whole video on Chimera, like I said. But quick tips to avoid absorb damage with shields. I've had people say, Nub, I put in Wixwell. Everyone has massive shields. I cannot do this trial. Yeah, unfortunately. The problem with Wixwell places decrease attack. So you want to avoid decrease attack. And even then, I don't think it's enough. You have to keep cleansing off the debuff that the boss places so that he counterattacks and hits you really hard. And you want to avoid things like strengthen, ally protection, anything like that. Like it's this trial, it just sucks. And yeah, for me, it's just not a priority. And like block damage and killable, that's a nightmare as well. I have seen my clan has used Helicath, actually. Helicath teams to do this, and it can work, but it is a nightmare. So I'm not particularly keen on that. I am more focused on the other stuff. But yeah, so certainly, if you can get the mythical materials and your Basalt, go for it. But make that 4-star Basalt your priority. So how much is this? This is crazy. This is 8 per month, which is nuts. And this is only 4-star. Okay, so let's just put a note up here. So 4-star. 4-star Basalt. This is how it's looking now. Least important live arena, 0.75 per month, roughly. It's nice, but it's not too huge of a deal. But there you go. Live arena, it's okay. Cursed City, well worth doing. Obviously, both of these are very challenging. All of this stuff is pretty challenging. Cursed City, big challenge, but 2 4-star Basalts per month. Great. Make sure that you do it if you can do Cursed City hard. And then finally, the biggest one by a landslide is Ultra Nightmare Chimera. 2 keys into Ultra Nightmare. Focus purely on the trial for the 4-star, if that's what you need to do. Make that your number 1 priority over anything else. And there you go. You're getting 8 4-star Basalts per month, which is a ludicrous amount. I really do think that running 2 keys in Ultra Nightmare seems to me a little unintended. Like, it's stupidly good, but hey, it is what it is. So yeah, Chimera rewards kind of suck, apart from this new trial stuff. This is a huge deal. So there you go, guys. Hopefully that will sort of helpful to you. This only really applies to end game players, like late to end game. I think if you're not late to end game, there's no way to get this stuff. But yeah, so this is your late to end game grind, basically. And this is now massively important. Like, it's hugely important. So yeah, be focusing in on this stuff. I mean, like, even if we look at the You look at the mythical materials from Chimera and this. Chrono Cube has been a big disappointment actually because it doesn't work on mythicals. It's good. Stormcaller is incredible, but there are now other damage relics such as like Crown of Corruption, Covetous Passion, Dread Bomb is insane. Like there's other ones as well that are stupidly good too, but this is really really good. Stormcaller. So these are both very impactful. And these are both solid. They're both very, very, very good as well. But I imagine that they might fall down to like S tier from. I think I have them both maybe S tier at the moment. I think they might fall down to S tier as more relics get added. They're both good, but yeah, it's like I can miss out on these mythical relics. It sucks, but like you'll get the standard ones anyway. I can lose out on Stormcaller Chrono Cube. Like it's not a huge deal, but gosh, the 4-star relics gonna make a huge impact. Huge impact. So there you go. That's it. That's all I've got. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully it was interesting. And yeah, if you are an end game player or late game player, you've been playing the game for a few years, make it your task for this week. If not this week, make it your task for this month and every month going forwards to get that 4-star Basalt potentially twice a week from Chimera. Make it a priority and do your Curse City as well. If you like live arena and you get in your end game, do some live arena. But that's it. That's all I've got. Thanks for watching, everyone. I will catch you next time. Goodbye.